Monarchies by Tamas, Sanya, Amaya, and Hadi. Table of context. How the system works, pros and cons, and extra info.
The system. How do monarchies work? What is a monarchy? A monarchy is a form of government where the monarch has full control over the nation. A monarch leader takes many forms, such as an emperor, a king, or a queen, and even an emir. Well, how do monarchs appear? Do they just grow on trees? Of course not, that's silly. When the king has a child, that child will be the next leader when the last leader perishes. These children waiting in line are called princes. Princes. Princess or princesses, depending on the gender. There are many pros and cons with this way of choosing a monarch, and one flaw. And that flaw is if the bloodline is incomplete, the system crashes into shambles. For example, if a king did not have children, who would be next in line to be the king? That'll be provided in the next slide, an example. But of course, there are many cons and pros, but we'll get to that later. An example of the bloodline system is provided on the next slide with a fictional people as an example. This is the example. What you're looking at is an example of how the monarchy system works. Basically, the next child in line becomes the king, as you can see. Like the first couple had their children, that his child got married to another queen, and so on. One thing to notice is the last child did not have any children, and you see how the chart doesn't going. This is when disaster would strike. There are few ways of choosing the next leader, and one of those ways is passing it on to another family member, such as an uncle or aunt or something like that.
The pros and cons of monarchy. In this chapter, I'll say the pros first before cons. First of all, competence. Decisions can be made and implemented quickly without political thinking. Second of all, clear line of sequence. Citizens know who will succeed the current monarch. Third of all, unifying power. Devotion to the ruling family can foster national unity. Lastly, I'll do the cons. First of all, varying quality of leaders. The competence of hereditary leaders can fluctuate. An incompetent one may follow a great monarch. Second of all, challenges of governance. Running a modern nation-state is increasingly complicated, often necessary needs more than most monarchs can provide. Third of all, limited power. Many modern monarchs face significant legal restrictions on their authority, which can make their roles mostly ceremonial.
Chapter 3 Extra Info. In this chapter, we will discuss the extra information about monarchy governments. Monarchs typically go by king, queen, sultan, emperor, or emir. You might have thought that a monarch's power is great. They control everything as well as they are the rulers. And while yes, they are the rulers of their country or kingdom, however, their power is not as great as it used to be. As said in the pros and cons section, monarchs actually face many restrictions on their power to rule. For example, the British monarchs have the formal authority to call elections and appoint a new prime minister, but the real power is actually in the hands of the Great Britain's democratically elected leaders. However, this is not the case for all monarchies. There are some monarchies that give the more power to the monarchs. There is not just one type of monarchy, there's an absolute monarchy in which a formal government where the monarch rules unhindered by any laws, constitution, or legal organized opposition. A parliamentary monarchy is where a state headed by a monarch who is not actively involved in policy formation or implementation. Governmental leadership is carried out by a cabinet and its head, a prime minister, premier, or chancellor who are drawn from a legislature. A constitutional monarchy in which a monarch is guided by a constitution. His or her rights, duties, and responsibilities are spelled out in a written law or by a constitution. There are many countries in this very day and age that are monarchies, but we won't be able to go over all of them today. But here are a few countries that are monarchies. Bahrain, which is a constitutional monarchy, Britain, which is a constitutional monarchy as well, Canada, which is a federal parliamentary democracy, but that is under a constitutional monarchy, Saudi Arabia, which is an absolute monarchy, and Denmark, which is a parliamentary constitutional monarchy.
In conclusion, a monarchy is a system in which there is one ruler. It is one of the oldest political systems still used today. Power and rule are inherited. If a ruler has a child, the child is the next one to rule. It is efficient, it is clear who is ruling next, and there is national loyalty. However, ruler quality can be bad. Monarchy is not fit for modern nations, and the monarchs have limited power. Finish. Thank you.
Lord Social, please give me one more chance.
I command you to stabilize my farm and keep my crops and animals healthy. And here you are, asking for more money and resources to supply the farm that you promised me.
Please, because of the bad weather, my farm has fallen into shambles. Please, if you could just give me more.
Stop it! You're supposed to let the king finish.
Thank you. As I was saying, I gave you and your family protection, food, land, and gold for your labor and service. And right now, with your stable farm you promised me, I'm not getting any of that.
Sir, what should we do with the peasant? Should we feed them to the hounds? Should we release him in the woods?
No, sir, please don't do any of that. I can promise I can change.
Give him another chance. I'm giving you a chance. This second chance is costing you for your sloppy work. Make use of my resources and get that farm running again.
Thank you, Lord. I promise I won't disappoint you.
I think I finished it. King and Queen, we need you to organize another wave just to keep these stupid people happy.
Mr. President, you know how old we are, me and my wife are. I'm getting tired and sick of doing these wave parades. Should we not decide some rules and government stuff? After all, aren't we the king and queen of this country?
Ooh, that would be so sweet. I can make it so that everyone has to bake some cookies for the poor every Friday night. I'm so glad I grew up to be the queen.
No, Mrs. Queen and Mr. King, you won't have any of that silly power. The only reason we still have a king and queen is because the people like having one.
Aww, I wanted to make people bake yummy cookies. You guys are lame.
Okay, crap. Keep it moving, bro.
Okay, guys. Wait.
Actually, press off.
This is what I should do.
So what do I say after? Oh my god, guys, what do I say?
We'll just pause after that. After that, we'll just pause so we can
I'm getting this all on camera.
Not there. The phone is gonna. Why you bum?
What if it fell?
It would break. That's how things work.
Alright, Tomas, come.
Oh my god!
I was talking to Diego.
What did I do? I haven't done shit. Oh, I'm recording.
My lord, please, because of bad weather,
Guys, just record.
Guys, please. Oh, you're recording? Wait, were you guys recording?
Yes, they were recording.
Oh, I'm so sorry then.
Yeah.